Need some Inspector Gadget arms here. Reach out and get that one.
I'm trying to bring it in, but I'm just trying to handle it so carefully.
You're doing it perfect. Don't horse them in. Horsing them in, you'll make a mistake.
Yep. I'm just trying to be real slow.
If he throws the hook, he throws the hook. Oh man, that's a pretty one.
Yep. I think he's shied his boat. He gets real close to the boat and he'll take right off.
He might think you're ugly.
You think so?
Hello and welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today's program is a show that Joe has been wanting to do as long as I have known him, and it's all about shad.
It is, and you know, the shad is one of my favorite fish of every fish that we have in North Carolina. We have a lot of them, but today's show we're going to take you on a doubleheader, like you said, starting in the morning on the Tar River, targeting the American white shad, and then catching a number of white shad, picking up, taking the boat out and going up I-95 to Weldon, where we targeted the hickory shad. Just something that on the surface it sounds easy, but it's not that easy. And you got two river systems that are different, and but we pulled it off and a lot of fun. And in gear time, we're going to find out just how different it is. Well, the guys will go over the tackle, pretty much the same tackle. Short ultralight rods, 6-foot rods, 4-pound test line on the reel. On the rigs, they go up a little bit on the Americans because they're a little heavier fish, and you'll see the difference. The lighter for the hickories, but they'll go with that in gear time. And they've got some easy quail dumplings today. Real tasty recipe. I think it goes right along with this show, quail recipe from Donna. It's going to be mighty fine. So let's go to work today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
So Brad, I appreciate you joining me this morning here on the Tar River in Rocky Mount. We're going to try to get a nice early start to catch us some American or white shad here on the Tar River, and then head on up midday to Weldon and chase hickories. What do you think about that?
I think it's going to make for an exciting day. I can't wait. You've got an interesting plan for us. We're going to cover 2 coastal North Carolina rivers on the same day. Yeah,
that's a very nice thing about this part of the state is you can do both in the same day. We've got our shad rigs and our ultralights, and we're ready to go.
It's going to be great. Let's get after it.
All right. I wonder if we'll catch one on the first cast.
Let's see.
It happens a lot.
Is this going to be a
the fish are here. It's late March. This is the peak of the shad run, so there are plenty of them around. Oh, missed him. Oh. He hit me, Brad. Well, a nice kind of steady, slow retrieve is usually the preferred technique. All right, Brad, first hookup of the day. How many casts was that? 3 casts?
I think the 3rd cast, he took it right away. Pretty good.
See what you got here. Hopefully it's a white shad. It could be a hickory.
It feels like it's got a good little pool, so I'm expecting a white to come out of this possibly.
We have hickories and whites in the Tar here this year. There's been a lot of hickories showing up too, but really we're after the bigger white shad here this morning. It looks like it might be one. He's a nice one.
I love to hear that.
She rather. Oh, look at that fish. Oh boy, that is a nice shad right there. Right, nice and gentle, nice and gentle.
Yeah, she's
Oh, there we go. All right, Brad, we got a nice Tar River white shad, 3rd cast this morning. I'm gonna be real easy with this fish. These fish are on the spawning grounds. It's important to really take good care of them. If you overhandle them, it'll pinch a lot of times pinching their gills or knocking their scales off is not good for them. So we're just gonna be nice and gentle with them, not handle them too much, and let her go.
I think that's best. Keep
Pretty fish, isn't it?
It is.
Good job, bud.
Yeah, man. There she goes. Richard, I think there's a few more out there for us.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get us a second one. That was the first fish of the day, third cast. We need about 3 or 4 fish in our first 10 casts.
Okay, all right, let's do it. A couple of double hookups would be nice.
That'd be nice. I'll take that.
There's
Nice,
one,
Brad.
Richard.
Pretty work, bud.
Yeah, that was a great one. And again, this one's pulling nice and hard. I think we might have another American here.
We'll see.
It'd be a great one to follow that last one up.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That
It
last
sure was.
fish.
Listen to that drag. Isn't it awesome? Got this light tackle, 4-pound line on this
You
thing.
don't have
man.
a
It's
double.
just,
It looks like you got more than you can handle.
Right. You know, I actually caught him closer to the bottom this time than that last one. I let this one sink right on down. We
slowed it down a little bit.
We went through a little short stretch where they weren't hitting, so I sunk it down, and sure enough.
It's funny how sometimes these fish will hit it right when it hits the water, but usually the bottom part of the water column is more productive.
Well, like Gus, I guess they get tired of the same pattern all the time, right?
Yeah, well, if you're not getting bit, a lot of times just slowing it down will help tremendously.
Yeah, I think that's what I did
Or
there.
even adding a little bit of weight to your rig. But we don't have any weight on these rigs today because we're only fishing in about 5 feet of water, so it's relatively shallow here.
Yeah.
Hope I don't beat it off with the net. You never know.
We'll try to bring her right up to you.
Oh man, look at that! Wow, wow. I'm gonna have to get back here in front of you, I think.
Yeah, like Florida tarpon fishing.
Need some Inspector Gadget arms here. Reach out and get that one.
I'm trying to bring it in, but I'm just trying to handle it so carefully.
You're doing it perfect. Don't horse them in. Horsing them in, you'll make a mistake.
Yep. I'm just trying to be real slow.
If he throws the hook, he throws the hook. Oh man, that's a pretty one.
Yep. I think he's shy at his boat. He gets real close to the boat and he'll take right off.
He might think you're ugly.
You think so? You might not be the first one to think that.
There we go. Look at that. Wow, that's what we came. That's what we came to Tar River for, Brad. There she is, Brad.
Big, beautiful fish.
Yeah, probably, between 3 and 4 pounds, I would have to estimate.
Absolutely.
You can see the bulge in her belly. She's got roe sacks in there and hadn't spawned yet, but she will in a few days. We'll let her go back and catch us another one.
Let's do that.
All right, Brad, got him on, bud.
Nice one.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Man, he was headed right into that tree. Pulled him right out with that rod.
Taking drag. Or he was. Let's get him up here.
Yeah, want to see him. She. Her. Oh yeah,
she. We keep saying he,
white.
but she.
Yeah, big old white female.
Oh, she's gonna go where she wants to go, I think.
Walk back a little with it.
There she goes. She turned around. She turned around.
Let me get underneath you here with the net. Get ready.
Yeah, you definitely can't horse these fish at all.
You gotta give that one some time.
4 pound test, so you can't really do it, but so much.
That's right.
Oh, let's give her some
She's not quite
time.
done.
Nice and gentle with her.
Yeah, just work her in real easy.
All right, here she comes one more time.
Bring her up.
Whoa, she's digging like a tuna.
Right here at the boat.
Look at that thing. Whoa, man.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. There
All
we
right.
go.
Way to go. Thank you.
Good job.
Wow. Talk about a fatty.
That's a fun fight, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It sure is.
Look at that.
That's a beautiful American shad there.
That sure is. You got it?
Yeah, let's just pull her out right here and be nice and gentle with her so we can see her. Look at that. Man, that's beautiful. Look at the sunshine on her scales there.
You know, Richard, I had mentioned earlier about it being just such a magical time of year for these American shad, and they're running up right now. We're in the peak season for these guys, and it's just awesome to experience it. And I think we were talking about earlier, the hickories they run a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah.
And so that hickory run is probably maybe not over, but on the outward side of.
Well, there's a lot of up in the Roanoke right now, so I think we should.
I
think we should head up there and get on some of that action too.
Let's end with this.
Okay, that's a good way to end it. All right, sounds good. I'll let her go.
Richard, quick 40-minute drive from where we just were. A whole different scenario here now. We got a wind picking up, and we're in Weldon now.
Yeah, it's like fishing 2 trips in one today. We're going to get after these hickories. It's peak season up here on the Roanoke for these hickory shad, and we're going to hit one of my special spots and hope we can get them every cast this afternoon.
Well, this, like I said, I hadn't fished the shad run here in Weldon before. First time for me doing that here, so I'm excited to see what we got.
I think you're going to be in for a treat.
I'm excited.
Let's get after it.
Yep.
Once we got the boat in position here, got a hickory shad on the very first cast.
It didn't take long, did it?
No, it took about 5 seconds.
It's amazing how.
And there's 2 of them. There's 2 or 3 of them down there swimming with that fish. I can see them. It's amazing how many fish are in this river during the peak of the run. And he had that grub on the front end there.
Yep.
Wow, look at that, man.
That was quick work.
Didn't take very long, did it?
No, not at all.
See, that's the hickory with the underbite, with the jaw going underneath the upper lip there. That's the best way. And they have a little bit less all white tone to them, more translucent, a little bit greener tint to them. So they're a little different, but there's subtle differences, but not a whole lot.
And they typically in size don't range as large as those Americans we were catching.
Well, the big female roe shad are pretty big, but they're not as big as those whites.
All right, gotcha.
We'll let this one go and catch another one, hopefully on the second cast. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan, as long as I make the second cast.
You better hurry, because I'm going to beat you to it. They're just coming right up this bank here. There's a gravel bar, a shallow gravel bar right here, Brad, and if you get your bait out there, kind of off this bank, slow down your retrieve, you should get a bite.
I switched over to a white jig with a white spoon and this ultralight rod like you're throwing, and they hit that too.
Yeah, white with a little pink top is always a good color.
Man, that is a fun fight.
Let me get the net out for you.
Look at that.
Oh, nice jump.
Acrobatic. Look at him jump. All right, another one in on the white spoon. There you go. Thank you for that good mate job. Richard, you got us in your backyard. I think you're gonna.
Well, I'm a little more familiar with the Roanoke hickory fishing, so
I think you're gonna pay me back here.
You put it to me this morning. I'm gonna admit to that. You really did.
I think you're gonna pay me back here. You know this river really well.
Look at them all down there. Look at them all down there around that fish. That's
like
crazy.
Watching bluefish.
There's 4 or 5 of them down there. Look at them all swimming around them.
How aggressive they are.
Wow, that's crazy. Look at them. There's 3 of them behind that fish right there.
And the water's really clear, so you can see all of that. It's great.
Yeah, we have good conditions. This water's very clear. He hit that front jig again. All right, that fish hit the curly tail, so we're gonna let that fish go. That's a female. She's full of roe. Hopefully she'll spawn here in the next few days.
Richard, I got another one over here.
Good.
I love watching them underwater. I mean, the water's so clear that you can watch them fight, watch their movements, their action.
There's one coming up after him.
Yeah, it sure is.
Maybe I need to get my bait down there behind him.
It's like bailing for dolphin, isn't it?
Pretty. Man, they're pretty, aren't they?
It's a good looking fish.
Another female. Let her go.
We got another one.
You got a double?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just another single. They are very active. We got a whole school coming up behind them.
I just need to drop my bait behind yours.
See, if I leave it down there long enough, I might get that double.
Look at that fish swimming with it.
There you go.
That white spoon with the pink head again.
Pink head sets it off.
That's a good bait. There he goes. Here we go, Brad.
Nice fish, Richard.
Another fish.
Good rod bender.
Woo, that feels heavy.
We'll see if I can come right behind you with one.
Oh, nice jump. Look at that.
They're an entertaining fish, aren't they?
They sure are. If you could,
They keep you busy.
let's see if this one's got any partners with them. Yeah, there's one back there. Yep, there's 2 or 3 behind them. See if you can get your bait back behind there, and we'll see if we can.
Bluefish.
We'll see if we can hook one, hook a double this way, or let you hook one.
Right off of it.
And they kind of faded off. There's a short window of opportunity there to try to do that. You know, one thing that a lot of people could do when they're catching just these fish by the droves, you can push your barbs down on your baits, and they'll help the fish.
It's not necessary to have them on there. And,
no, you really don't. Not when you're catching a whole lot of them.
You know, what I was just saying, all of us on the coast that love catching bluefish, this is so similar.
It is.
The aggressive pattern, the way that they fight, the numbers, it's very exciting, just like catching a bunch of blues.
Bail and Taylor bluefish in the inlet.
That's right.
Joe, your shad doubleheader mission accomplished.
It really did, and I tell you, a couple of weeks after we did the white shad portion, that they just turned off, and it really is a little bit more difficult to do that. But Richard is going to start offering that trip as part of his package, shad fishing, in the future. So if you want to try it, give him a call.
All right, let's check out more. Let's go to Gear Time.
So Brad, this was your first trip on a boat shad fishing on the Tar River this morning, and your first trip shad fishing in Weldon, period. What did you think of your experience today?
Richard, I had a great day. It was just an incredible experience to be able to experience both rivers on the same day, less than a 6-hour period. The weather cooperated, got a little breezy in the afternoon. It still worked. The fish cooperated. What can you tell us more about the tackle that we used today?
Well, we're using 6-foot rods. I have an ultralight TFO. You have a light action TFO. Some people prefer the light action for the white shad. They're a little heavier. I like to use the ultralight for both fishing. We're using 1000 series reels and a standard tandem shad rig. We use 4-pound test monofilament on the reel and 8-pound test for the shad rig. You know, really light. Most of our tandem shad rigs have a spoon on the back and either a dart or a 2-inch curly tail crappie jig on the front. And a lot of times you'll catch doubles or just fish on one. We use a lot of different colors and styles of baits depending on what the shad prefer. Some days they really do have a preference, so it's good to have a well-stocked shad box with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes of small shad baits, spoons, darts, and crappie jigs. And you know, usually you'll notice a pattern. The fish start to hit, you keying on one thing throughout the day, maybe, and that could change as your sun conditions change. Middle of the day, it can change a lot in the morning. So, you know, keying on that bait that they're hitting, and that's your go-to bait for today.
Richard, I appreciate the experience today, bringing me out here, allowing me to enjoy this. Looking forward to doing it again with you.
I enjoyed it, Brad. Thanks
Yes,
a lot, bud.
Thank you.
If you'd like the experience of a shad doubleheader, give Captain Andrews a call. His number's right there on your screen. Now, we're going to catch up with Donna. She's in the kitchen. She's got a recipe today. You're going to like this one. It's easy quail with dumplings.
Today in the kitchen, we're making an easy quail dumpling recipe. This is a nice hearty recipe. You can add all different types of vegetables if you like. It can be as plain or as complicated as you like. So we have our water going in our pan. I also have some butter, so it's going to have some nice flavor. We're going to add a little cracked black pepper to it. And then we're going to add some Ann's chicken base to this. And this is a great thing you just keep in your fridge, and then when you're making something that has a chicken base, you don't have to worry about buying chicken stock. You can make your own quick and easy. So we're gonna let that mix together. And once it starts to boil, we're gonna add in our Ann's dumplings. And we're just gonna add these a couple at a time so that they don't stick together. And we already have our quail that has already been cooked and pulled off the bone. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that in it while we're still waiting for that to boil. And then I think I'm gonna add some parsley to it too, because I just think it needs a little color. And if I was making this myself, I would add carrots and maybe some kale even, which would be great. You could add some beans to it if you want, or some different types of vegetables that your family likes. So we have our broth base going, and this is your base, so you can add anything you like from here on out. We're gonna start adding in our dumplings, and they just come in sheets, and you're gonna work with them when they're frozen. These have gotten a little bit thawed, but we're just gonna drop them into our mixture here and let these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. And we're just gonna keep adding them every couple 3 minutes and give them a stir. And this will help thicken up a little bit your stew. And we're just gonna add those in. It's a quick and easy dish to make. It's one of those that smells great in your kitchen on a cold day. So we're just gonna give it a stir and keep, there we go. So we're just gonna continue to do that. You're gonna use, you can use a whole entire package if you'd like, but I think probably about 12 to 15 of the dumplings is great because they're pretty big and they'll expand a little bit as you cook them. So this is what it looks like when we've taken it out. We can see the great big dumplings that are in there, some great quail on the top. You can add, like I said, additional vegetables. It'd be great with a salad or some crunchy bread as well. So I hope you enjoy the easy quail dumplings, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
Another good recipe. Thank you for that, Donna. And if you want our favorite recipes, go online to CarolinaOutdoorJournal.com. Now, Joe, it was a busy day.
Yeah, busy, but you know, in 6 hours we pulled that off, and it's something I've been wanting to do for years. And you know, if you ever try it, you know, give Captain Andrews a call if you want to try it. You'll understand the dynamics that played into making this happen. But one thing I want to mention, this book that I read several years ago, it's by John McPhee. It's called The Founding Fish, and it's about the American white shad. Fascinating history about this fish and how it played into our history, particularly back during the Revolutionary War, where the fish was really important to our troops back then. But a great book, and I will say it's out of hardback right now, but you can get it in softback at Barnes & Noble's. They carry the book, and it's just a great read if you know a little bit about any fish with American shad. You can learn a lot more about them. Also, Halifax County has really come out in recent years for particularly the striped bass, but recently the hickory and the white shad too. They got a visitor center that you can go to, and if you're fishing there for the first time, you can learn a little bit about the area, about the Roanoke River and how it plays into these fish migrations. Both of them fascinating fish to me and a lot of fun to catch.
Simply put, mission accomplished.
Absolutely.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information and a link to our online store, Anglers Bay.